Hello everyone, sunshine is out and the heat is out. Coming up in this update, it looks even hotter for your Thursday. I'll have details on how hot we get, where it will be the warmest, and some changes in the forecast. That's all ahead coming up on Hutch's Weather.
Now, a Hutch's Weather Update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
From my friends at Robert Gibb and Sons, attention, first responders, you can get $400 off any new system. So give my friends at Robert Gibb and Sons a call today, and thanks to all first responders out there. And now let's take a look at our latest with regards to our forecast trend here as we go through the next 24 hours or even more, as we have some hot weather in store for the valley here. Here we go over to the hour-by-hour forecast. Now, what you're going to notice in the oranges, that's that warm weather. Today, it will continue into the evening hours. So as we go through the afternoon and into the evening, the coolest weather will be behind my head in the Arrowhead of Minnesota. So St. Louis County on up the north shore will have temperatures that will sneak down into the 50s as we go through the overnight, but the rest of us, well, we'll be mild. Anywhere you see the yellows here, we're talking temperatures that are on the mild side as opposed to the wild side. 60s in the yellows and upper 60s where you start to see those oranges. And in the blues, we'll have a few of us down in the 50s with Lakes Country in the Becker County area, Otter Tail County, particularly the eastern reaches of your county, seeing some cooler temperatures. We'll review these once again here at the close, but now heading into tomorrow, it looks even hotter. We got warm today. The wind will increase tomorrow. It'll get gusty, and it'll be from the south. And look at the temperatures now. Anywhere you see this, well, I guess milkshake color here, that's definitely going to bring some significant heat to areas. We're talking mid to upper 80s and a few heading into those 90s as we go into your afternoon. The 90-degree weather, the upper 80s, will reach into western Minnesota as we go through the afternoon hours, and that includes Lakes Country, where we'll be in the mid-80s in central Otter Tail County. Eastern Otter Tail County still near those mid to lower 80s. Anywhere you see this lighter shade here from Ellendale, Bismarck, Fargo, Grand Forks, all the way up to Pembina and the Kitson County area as well. Devil's Lake Basin, it looks hot, near 90 degrees for many of us as we go through with those gusty winds in the forecast. So that's a look at what we have going on there. Now let's take a look at your right now temperatures across the area. Now what you're going to notice about these temperatures is, well, it's hot already. We did peak at 85 in the Fargo-Moorhead area as we head into the afternoon hours. We're going to hover there for the next couple. Down in the Southern Valley, as we look, Jamestown, we have temperatures in the low 80s there. Hankinson, 82. Fergus Falls is at 81 right now. Detroit Lakes also at 81 degrees. Grand Forks is 86. Langdon is also in the low 80s right now. So all in all, temperatures are hot, but there is that milkshake color out there. As we look off into the west, Miles City, Montana, 93 degrees, and it's 91 degrees all the way up into McKenzie County, not far from Watford City right there. As we look up into Plentywood, Montana, it's 91. Sydney, Montana, 93 out there in the oil patch. It's sizzling in Glasgow, 97 degrees. This 90-degree heat is certainly going to make its way into the central Dakotas, and for some of us in the eastern third of North Dakota, it is on its way. Now, let's take a look at your forecast for the morning. We'll summarize everything right after we take a look at the radar. There is just simply not a lot of activity here in the northern plains to show you at this particular hour. Now, we have to go way out across the nation, and when we look down towards Florida, we do have some significant thunderstorm activity in the eastern reaches of the Gulf Coast state. And then as we head all the way up into the Carolinas, we have some very heavy rain showers producing some flooding in areas right now, and some thunderstorms that are stout but just below severe criteria. So that's a look at what's going on across the nation. The western one half of the United States is all but quiet until we get into, well, places like northern Oregon and on into Washington state, where we have a few thunderstorms out there. So high and dry for us right now, and that is the story of the day. The other story of the day today was your photos, and real quickly I want to share with you a couple of those dandy shots that you took of the northern lights last night. Thank you so very, very much for your participation and taking a moment over at hutchesweather.com to upload your content. I really do appreciate it, because it gives all of us a chance to see what so many of you committed folks who got out in the middle of the overnight. Check these shots out. Let's start with what we saw out in the Bemidji area. So this is from Heidi near Bemidji. You can see the star field out there and the beautiful colors in the sky. Thank you so very much. Some longer lights out there, and it's basically on those northern lights just glistening in the sky. Thanks so very much, Heidi, for sharing your photo. Now, there were other colorful shots like this one in the Twin Valley area. Melissa contributing once again with some spectacular sky colors, from the emerald greens to the purple hues out there. It was absolutely incredible, and my big head is right over the top of what looks to be either some sort of spacecraft or probably the moon. All right, thanks so very much, Melissa, for sharing that. Now, check it out. This is what it looks like from an airplane. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, beautiful shot here taken by Ben McIntyre, 20,000 feet above ground level out there, inbound to Grand Forks. And look at the sky, just glistening outdoors out there. So thank you so very much. We had a couple of other fun and nature shots across the area, like this one from the Turtle Lake area. Oh, you see that ring around the moon? That is a halo. Halos happen when there's ice clouds way up high in the sky, and Julie Martin captured this near that Turtle Lake area. So thanks so very much. Now, as I always like to do on Hutch's Weather, I love answering your questions. So again, today's weather very quiet, so we'll keep this short and sweet, but let's see if there are some questions out there. We do want to thank Paula for joining me, and thank you for the stars, Paula. Cheryl, thank you so much. From Park Rapids, Minnesota, beautiful. Are your colors popping out there yet? I'd love to take a drive and check some of that out. It looks like the questions are minimal, so your forecast looks like this as we head into the next several days. Here it is, the summary of your forecast. Tonight's low temperatures. We're sneaking down into those 50-degree readings down in the Arrowhead of Minnesota, a few upper 40s or even mid 40s, not going to be out of the question. And that includes you folks in the Brainerd Lakes area, Nisswa, Baxter, all of that area. You could see some 40s out there, mid 50s for Grand Forks and for Fargo as we go through a very nice, pleasant and clear evening, light wind from the south. Now that wind does pick up tomorrow. Get out the extra pump of hairspray, folks. We'll have some gusts, particularly out west. Gusts from the south or southwest. Look at the temperatures. Bismarck, 93 degrees, and look at the Grand Forks and Fargo area. I think we're going to kiss 90 degrees in Fargo-Moorhead. Your car's thermometer, because it sits lower to the asphalt, likely will read that 90-degree reading, but the official high will likely be in the upper 80s. I'm going 89 at Hector International, 88 Grand Forks, 86 out there in Thief River Falls. How about Babe the Blue Ox? Whoo, shed the flannel there, Paul Bunyan. It's going to be a warm one at 80 degrees, 77 all the way up in beautiful War Road, Minnesota. Fergus Falls, we're expecting temperatures in the mid-80s, but it won't take long in southeast North Dakota to see a lot of us kissing that 90-degree mark, upper 80s for many, including Lisbon, including Gwinner, including Ashley, including Wishick. You're going to be in the 90s out there in the central Dakotas with the white-hot heat down in the Badlands there in South Dakota. Expect some triple-digit digits out there. Now, your planning forecast. The hottest day will be tomorrow. A little bit of a setback on our Friday as we dip briefly back into the near 80-degree range. That's where we stay for the start of the weekend. Now, there is a slight chance, a sliver of a chance of a little bit of a precipitation in the forecast. It looks now like midday Monday. That's going to cool temperatures off with clouds and sprinkles moving through down into the 60s. And then a burp, northern winds are going to bring those temperatures down. And there'll be a falling down into the low 60s. That's for the first day in October, and as we head into the second day, it's a return to a few 70-degree readings out there. 71 wonderful degrees 1 week from this Wednesday, and that is a look at your forecast. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. And again, I want to go ahead and take a look here because I do have a need for any kids with interest to helping Hutch do the weather. Check it out. Go to hutchesweather.com. I'd love to have you check out the website, number one. But as you scroll down to the bottom, you're going to see the good old sign up for the Weather Kid program. And love to have you out there and help me out with the weather. And again, that's you can sign up right at Luther Family Ford during normal business hours anytime. So parents take the kids on over there and grandparents take the kids on over there. And it won't be long and we'll be announcing our first run of Weather Kids. So stay tuned. tuned for that. I am so excited. Thanks to my friends at Luther Family Ford for sponsoring Hutch's Weather Kids. And this is where you go, by the way, at the bottom of the page to upload your photos and videos right down there on Hutch's Weather and hutchesweather.com. And oh, by the way, if you happen to visit and I'm on the air live, it's going to tell you right at the top of the page. So that's a look at your weather. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. And again, thanks so very much for participating, your uploads, and we'll talk again very soon right here.